what's up guys, Houston here. Look, if you just finished getting your credit repaired, or you're in the process of getting your credit repaired, and you're trying to find out where's the best loans I should be going and what's the easiest loans I should be going after. Well, these lenders that I'm going to be talking about, they allow up to 75% DTI, okay? Now, that being said, in terms of these lenders, once you have your credit repaired, depends on what's still on your credit file, but you have a higher chance of being approved for these here lenders, all right? Now, for some of you all that may be in the midst of credit repair and you're wondering why I'm not getting any results or how come I haven't heard from the credit bureau, it depends on, are they using a 609 process or if they're using a Metro 2 process? And in terms of, are they using the right statutes in order to help you repair your credit? Okay, so that's the reason we're going to be putting together a webinar about credit repair so that you can understand the full benefits of how to actually fix your own credit. But this here video is actually talking about the loans after you go through credit repair. So the first lender is Avant. Now with Avant, you have to have at least one account on your credit file. Okay, your credit score has to be minimum credit score is a 580. Okay, so these are low hanging fruit type of lenders as well. Okay, even if you have bad credit or starting over fresh, you have to have 70% debt to income ratio. Now that's very important because a lot of people, when they're trying to go get loans from the banks and stuff, like with Chase Bank, they may have a debt to income ratio of 50 to 55%. Or even like with Navy Federal. Navy Federal, they may have a debt to income ratio of 50-55%, okay? And so you may have a great credit score, but because you may have a high DTI, they may turn you down, all right? So you need to understand that. Back to Avant, like I said, their loans go from $2,000 up to $35,000, okay? And the minimum income that you have to have is at least $20,000 a month. Excuse me, $20,000 annually, not a month, annually, okay? Now, the next lender is Universal Credit. Now, with Universal Credit, minimum credit score is a 560. You have to have at least 2 accounts on the credit file. Your credit file has to be at least 2 years old. Their loans go from $1,000 up to $50,000. Their DTI is up to 75%, okay? Now, here's one thing I want you all to know about some of these lenders, like Universal Credit. They want your credit file to be at least 2 years old. Now, in other videos, I tell you guys about using credit sweeps to actually, for somebody to sweep all of your items off of the credit, meaning it's called a credit sweep. And so what it happens is that they remove the negative and the positive, so you don't have nothing on the credit file. So then that means you lose all the aging off your credit file. So now you have to figure out, how do I get to age my credit file? What accounts do I need to do it? And so one of the best ways to age your credit file is either adding authorized users. Sometimes that helps. Depends on the right type of authorized user too, because all authorized users are not the same and that data does not pick up as well. Or if you're paying rent with cash or money order, then being able to have a credit card, debit card, or a bank account that actually the money comes out, and then signing up with one of those rent reporting companies that would actually report your rent payments on your credit file, because what they'll do, they will backdate the credit file so that you can have aging on the credit file, okay? So that's just a little tip to help you guys. If I'm doing a good job, can I get a thumbs up, fire emoji? I really appreciate it. And share the video because I'm really out here trying to help the community. That being said, let's talk about the other lender. That other lender we're talking about is Upstart. Now with Upstart, you have to have at least a 580 credit score. Your income has to be at least $12,000 annually, okay? And they have a debt to income ratio of 70%, all right? Now, the next lender is Upgrade. Now with Upgrade, 560 credit score, okay? And the debt to income ratio is 75%. Average income for them is about $78,000. Now, let me help you understand that. In reference to income, you don't have to be making high income in order to qualify for these lenders, all right? But the more income you have helps benefit you. So if you are applying for a loan and you have a spouse, you need to include your spouse's income on the credit file, or the application, I should say. Now, if you are on disability but you're renting out a room, that's income. Or if you're retired, you get a pension, Social Security, and you have a side hustle, include all of those incomes. Because the more income you're able to include, the higher chance you're getting a larger amount. So where some lenders may only give you the minimum, maybe a $500 or $1,000, where if you have larger income, then you may, even with bad credit, they still may give you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, okay? Because you have a larger income. So that's the reason that I'm sharing that with you. The next lender is PenFed. Now, PenFed, they are one of those lenders that it's a 50. If you go over 55% DTI, debt to income ratio, they may turn you down. But they pull Experian FICO 9 on the personal loans. And so when you join them, you can join them by opening up a savings account and then apply for a credit card, because it's much easier to apply for a credit card, and then applying for a personal loan, because with the personal loans, they're able to do a soft pull. So I would go for the credit card first. Average credit score, you're probably looking at maybe 620, 640 to get in the door, and then go for the personal loan. See if you qualify for the personal loan, okay? Now, you have a Navy Federal. Now, with Navy Federal, they don't disclose in terms of what credit score you should have in order to get their loan. But here's something about it. They have an internal score. So if you have multiple accounts with Navy Federal, if you have like a direct deposit with them, if you have a flagship checking account, if you have a savings account with them, okay, if you have a business bank account with them, you may have a money market or something like that. And with Navy Federal, especially if you're rebuilding your credit, always tell people to make sure you get if you're able to get in with them, because it's usually you have to go through a relative or a friend or something like that in order to get in. But here's the thing about it. If you have challenging credit, I always tell you to start with an N Rewards credit card, secured credit card, then also adding on a pledge loan. All right, so that's with Navy Federal. But again, with Navy Federal, like I told you guys before, you can have a 580 credit score. Navy Federal will give you a $25,000 card. Okay, but when it comes to their personal loans, they're very scrutinized about their personal loans. I don't know why. Now, Navy Federal pulls your TransUnion FICO 9 score. Okay, so that's something that you should know. Now, the next lender is OneMain Financial. Now, with OneMain Financial, their loans go from $500 up to $20,000. So if you're on disability, welfare, even like with Upgrade type of lender or whatever, they work with people that are on alimony, child support. So you would find out that a lot of these lenders that I'm telling you about, these are probably your best lenders. I would start with them to get a personal loan if I'm just coming out of credit repair. And then once my file is at least 6 to 9 months in age or something like that, then I may look at probably going after the main financial institutions. All right, so this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. I hope this video helped you. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, some fire emojis, comment, let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, we're going to be putting together a credit repair webinar that's going to talk about the difference between the 609 and the Metro 2, because there's some other systems that most people don't know about that I would like to share as well as legal laws to help you repair your credit. So this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. Thank you.